right here. I can almost literally see it right in front of me. Really, it is so amazing. You would not believe it if I told you. Really, it's awesome. Hi, I'm Vincent. Do you want to sell that wickedly lucrative idea that you are running around with in your head? In today's video, I will share how we turn our ideas into tangible concepts that sell. Before we begin, I want to address something important, and that's value. I cannot count the amount of people that I met during my career that consider having an idea is worth something. Having an idea has no value. It might have potential value, but simply having a train of thought is by no means worth anything. Some might argue that you can jot down the idea in a piece of text or make a simple sketch and then have it protected by copyright, and thereby signifying value. But the only thing that is actually protected by that law is the fact that you wrote that text or you made that specific drawing. By no means does it protect the potential value that might be hidden inside that drawing once the product arises from it and can be sold by the millions. Any one person can have the same idea at more or less the same time, with the sole difference that they actually went to work with it and nourished a fragile seed of imagination into a fruitful product of their labor to which they can actually assign value. So the only thing an idea is worth is your curiosity. Depending on your skill level, investing your time in an idea can get pretty expensive. Your time, though seemingly free, is the most precious thing that you are given in life, so spend it wisely. Don't start chasing down a rabbit hole without a clear map of the road ahead. This video aims to give a bird's eye view of the process to get from a sketched idea to a sellable concept. So let's start at the beginning. First, you have to recognize that you actually have an idea. Whether it's a surface you miss or a feature you'd like, an improvement to an existing product or a completely new invention. Recognizing that those thoughts are actually ideas is important. The number of times I've heard the phrase, "I had the exact same idea years ago." To me, it only emphasizes that an idea worth pursuing wasn't recognized. So we all had to wait for someone else to stumble upon it. So what an idea is not, is a problem you complain about. An idea is a possible solution to that problem. Unproven, yet inspiring and energetic. Next step is to draw your idea. What does it look like? In your wildest dream, what will be the outcome when your idea is implemented? Dream it up. Convert what's in your head to something that you can talk about with someone else. Let it flow from your gut. Visualize your inspiration and enthusiasm. It is still unproven, but now you have something to look at of what you thought was a great idea. And this is often pretty confronting or flat out embarrassing, like the time that I had to visualize an idea of a heart-shaped two-person toilet. When you really love each other, you also wanted to... This first drawing, I would call this a preliminary design. The next step is to analyze that preliminary design. What is needed to have your idea actually work? Can you find examples that already exist? Even though, if that example is not at all related to your specific idea, you might, for instance, be able to scale it up or down for it to work in your idea. But also, try to find out if your idea is already out there. I mean, it's still a good idea, but now you can buy it and be done with it. Also trying to find the parts and components that you don't actually know about, but you kind of think already exist. Try to find them and use what you need. But be wary of intellectual property. You can't blatantly copy and paste patents from other people, but you can surely get inspired by them. And don't forget, a lot of our inspired ideas are simply unconscious experiences we forgot about. You are likely to have run into an unconscious memory that was triggered in a totally unrelated context. And that's why this part is so important. Chances are that your idea is already out there, thus eliminating any possible value to yours. So analyze it. Are you still in the game? Next step is to make changes to your initial design. By now you probably have learned a lot about the issues involved in your idea, so create drawings that address those lessons. Perhaps you figured out some best practices, or you got inspired for an aesthetically more pleasing look, and maybe you found out that certain materials are especially useful, or that safety demands geometric modifications. Knowing this and translating it into your idea will increase the value because now you are gaining feasibility of the idea. Now, these modifications to your drawings will probably most likely take up the most of your time, because there are a lot of aspects that are intertwined, like production processes are always dependent on the materials you use. But the materials you choose also determine the strength and rigidity of your product. Not to mention the economic factors like weight and surface texture. Basically, you need to balance between construction, materials, production, ergonomics, assembly, logistics, durability, environment, aesthetics. To all intent and purposes, you are engineering at this point. Now, that's not what you need to do or what you have to aim at. But an accurate value of an idea can only be determined when the cost is also very clearly defined. So in working through these stages, you can discover whether your idea is feasible and viable, and more importantly, if it can be profitable. So when an idea has most blanks filled in, marketing and sales departments will be able to thoroughly assess the value of your idea. And when those departments are satisfied, a whole array of other people need to give it a thumbs up before you will actually find your idea in stores. But I don't want to discourage anyone. While value often only considers results, do not dismiss the fact that it's really a lot of fun to work on ideas and find out what's on the other side of your design process. So get cracking and stay tuned, or rather subscribe to this channel to get more videos about design and creativity and what it can do for your organization. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.